Hello, hello, hello. We're live in the aftermath, after show of the Celebrity Circle for Stand Up to Cancer. Hello, Faith. Hello, Lior. Hello, Jens. Hello, Kerry, Brenda, Chantel, and Higgins, Gabrielle. Welcome, everyone. How are we? I hope you all enjoyed. Oh my God, I love. So I've never seen the Circle before. We'll get properly onto this in a sec after I introduce two contestants who are still in, but I've never seen it properly. And I'm hooked already. I'm going to watch the normal version. I'm going to watch the non-celebrity version. Talking of celebrities, though, two people, name a more iconic duo who are joining me right now. Please welcome Kaye Adams and Nadia Sawalha.
Hinge and bracket.
Yeah, we've actually sat up for this. We you know, this is you listen, we don't sit up for Channel 4 9 p.m. prime time. But for you, we sit up, Lee.
I mean, look at me. I've got my dressing gown on and I'm on the bottom of the stairs waiting to go to beddy buys.
Well, I was going to say, being from Channel 4, you for this, you both dressed up. I mean, there's so much. The first thing I want to ask, right,
is why we'll be wearing caftans and towels on our head.
Well, no, that is on the list of the scroll. But the first thing I actually want to ask is, because I knew you were both doing this, I think, or afterwards or whatever, but I knew it was happening.
You knew when we weren't supposed to tell anyone. We'd already told you.
I know. I literally just said that and then thought, I'm not sure I'm supposed
That's all right. You kept it a secret, so it's all right.
I did, but it was during quite like, not in the height of the pandemic, but it was obviously when you were allowed, but it was quite weird for you both to go, wasn't it? And you all had to isolate. So when Duncan entered your room, and by the way, if you haven't seen it tonight and you're watching it, this will probably include spoilers. But when Duncan entered your room, it did make me think, oh my God, it must have felt so weird to have another human just walk into a flat.
I mean, obviously everything's so sort of truncated on that, but I mean, they dragged that out for, it felt like hours, didn't they? But
that was about 1:30 in the morning when he came in.
Oh, we were so tired, it wouldn't surprise you to learn. And I mean, oh my God, when that door knocked, we wet ourselves, didn't we?
Can I just ask, why were you tired?
It was a very long day.
What you're seeing is 2 minutes of the whole day's filming. For instance, the peanut butter and jelly sandwich, that was hours of well, we weren't running around, but other people were. But it's quite tiring sitting around doing nothing.
I know, but just to go back to that, see that with the peanut butter jelly sandwich, that's one of the best sleeps I've had in years. Wasn't it good? We had saliva dripping down our chins.
We fell fast asleep in the sandwich. But to answer your question about the COVID thing and about, we had multiple tests. We had tests like every couple of days. We had to isolate. It was a huge drama for them backstage. I've said this before. It was like we were all the president of the United States. The way we were treated, moved around, nobody could see. And then to suddenly, so we were in this bubble anyway, which had been weird, that suddenly you could sit next to your mate or lie in bed with them or spit, do whatever you want. And then another human with their own aerosol spray came in as well. And it was just, we always say we were so blessed to have that week away from the pandemic, where it's like there wasn't a pandemic, because we didn't hear the news. We didn't do it. We were just like, years ago, we both lived in Manchester in a flat not far from where we were. And it was just like being back. I think that's why we were just so relaxed. We just muscle memory of what we were like when we were 20 years ago.
Yeah, lazy bitches.
So Faith has got a question. Did you guys get to choose GC, or were you told to be her? That's a good question.
Oh, we chose, didn't we? We chose.
But they were very happy that we chose her.
Yeah.
Because the producers had wanted someone to be GC.
We got to it quite quick. I mean, I can't even remember who else we considered, but not for long. We just.
I do. Lee remembers who you considered.
Who?
Somebody that's been in the news quite a lot.
Piers Morgan.
Yeah.
Did we?
You did? He said, what about Piers Morgan? And I went, no.
God.
No,
That is an aberration. God,
that-
can you imagine? What a shame. Imagine if we had
I know.
this week.
I know.
we would. Yesterday was the launch.
Wow. Blocked.
I know. That's what Lee texted me earlier and said that. Do you remember when Kaye suggested being Piers Morgan?
Wow. But we would never have got to wear a kaftan. Or maybe we would. I don't know.
What I wanted to, one of the highlights, someone's just put it, when Nadia's like, in fact, everyone did this. When they found out someone was coming over, you all went into guest mode. It was so funny.
Oh, when the two boys, when he goes, why are you behaving like the landlord's about to come round? Because, well, it's the first time we've had anyone round. We want it to be nice.
I must say,
I always find it extraordinary.
So I mean, considering
I did. I howled.
No, but considering we spent all of our time like lying slack-jawed on the bed, and then when he comes round, you went, darling, we don't have any nibbles.
Only because we'd lain in bed all day scoffing them. We'd had loads at 9 a.m.
I'm so sorry, we can't offer you any nibbles. You're in these caftans. There's a jar of Marmite in the background. That's all you can see. It was just, you were like, and then he was like, champagne. You were like, crack it open.
It was 1:30 in the morning. But it always amazes me, any sort of reality shows I've done or whatever. You know, I'm thinking when I did the Trek for Comic Relief, within such a short space of time, people create home. You know, they make a family out of whoever they've got. They create, you know, the fact that he was like tidying the place and said, well, you know, this is the first time we've had anyone around. That wouldn't have seemed absurd at all. And yet I'm sure when they watched it tonight, they were like, what the hell? It's such a privilege to be able to watch what you're actually like.
And when you were like, we can't be in bed. And Kaye was like, why? It's so funny. I love how
say why.
Yeah, you were like, why? Like, it's your dynamic is so funny because Nadia obviously is on the dramatic side, and you are so the other way. And when you come together, it's like it's so disarming, Kaye. When you're just like, why? And it's just like,
so what was that we were doing when we were blah? What were we doing?
Alert! It was alert.
Oh, alert! That was us to alert.
we were. I was watching it with Ian, and when we did that, he went, "Oh my God, it's One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest."
Marcus, I can't fathom what you were thinking when you were doing that.
Nothing.
Did you do much research on Gemma? Judging by the Denise Van Outen voiceover bit,
Not enough.
I've watched Towie. I know Denise Van Outen does the voiceover. I've just forgotten. But what we didn't realise was that you were allowed to speak to the person you were being. We thought that was cheating, but it wasn't. Apparently, that was considered research.
Yeah, but come on, Nadia. Were we ever going to phone up Gemma Collins?
I was. I said to you, let's
come
phone,
on.
and you said, no, it's cheating.
Would we ever phone up and say, hey, Gemma, have you ever shat yourself on stage? That ain't gonna happen.
But I read every page of her autobiography, and
Do not start with that.
No, don't tell them what happens. No. But I did, and I folded down pages and I highlighted certain comments.
Honestly, we could fall out. We could fall out. 6 months on, we could fall out over that. I tell
Do you have a row?
When the series is over, I'll tell you, Lee. Can't tell you just in case it still comes up.
It will have to come up.
Oh God, are you nervous about it coming up?
Do you not think that's past? No. Do you not think?
We can't say.
Can't say.
When you say Kaye, and if no one saw it, we talked about this on your Instagram, Nadia, but when you literally sit down in full-on investigative journalist mode going, hold on, we might not have necessarily literally shat ourselves. we could have just been given an almighty fright.
Listen, we might have not actually shot ourselves. We might have just been given a terrible fright.
That was it. And
And
Nadia,
we're trying to be yogic at this point.
Nadia's on this floating chair, and she's like, "Yeah, you're right. You're right." You just set up. It's so odd.
It's a parallel universe in there. I'm telling you, it's the weirdest.
And
All you do is talk about being a catfish. All you do is talk about the game.
But Nadia, you're saying that like everybody else, like got dressed, brushed their hair, put on makeup, changed their clothes on a regular basis, went to the bathroom and obviously washed. We're the only ones who didn't.
I regret that. Do you regret it? I wish I'd taken some nice tops in.
It was so funny when it was you going, "Why do we need to get out of bed?" Cut to Lady Leisha creaming her leg.
I know.
I know.
Do you know when people
face masks, scrubbing, shaving their underarms, and you're going, why? Why do you have to get out of bed? We were like bloody Yoko Ono and John Lennon.
Do you know when like elderly people have been in hospital for a long time
and they forget themselves?
No, but they don't give them their own clothes anymore. They just get clothes from the cupboard.
Yeah.
And the relative comes in and says, "Why they got that on? I've got a perfectly nice jumper from Marks and Spencer." That's what we were like. Yeah.
We looked like we just put things on so we weren't nude.
And
there was no other reason to put anything on.
So were you sad that Duncan left?
What? Oh, he was so upset.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he was really, really hurt. And that's why we said, God, we were so lucky that we weren't being ourselves because because I think everybody that goes in there doesn't really understand the game. So what happens is, Denise was right at the bottom because people thought she would be popular and she would win a place. And yet she was still hurt that she was at the bottom and still trying to work out what she'd done.
Yeah.
And it was the same with Duncan. Duncan was upset because people hadn't believed he was Duncan. And he kept saying, "But I was being genuine." And we were like, "We know, because how could you be anything else? You are Duncan." Yeah. So we had this really long conversation with him. We went into the early hours trying to explain to him that he didn't need to worry. But also knowing if we'd been him, we would have probably felt exactly the same way. It's very odd.
He stayed for a very long time. I was exhausted.
Really?
She was just tired again.
I mean, I did feel sorry for him, but after a little while I thought, right, we've had it now. I'm tired, Duncan, off you go.
What made me laugh was when Duncan went, "I think I ruined it because I messaged Big Nasty today and said how much I wanted to stay." And Nadia just burst out laughing. Was like, yeah. It's so funny.
So who is your, I mean, like present company accepted, as they say, who's your favourite?
I really like Lady Leisha.
Yeah.
Because I think
really like Sam and Peart.
And I like Bag of Chips, but I think I think that it's all a bit too much. Like Duncan said with the Kim thing, it's too much. But then again, Kim almost plays the part of Kim sometimes. So I don't know. Yeah,
she does. She's a caricature of herself, isn't she?
Yeah, I think Big Nasty and Lady Leisha are like the best. I was surprised that they let the two guys choose will.i.am. But then I thought, well, actually, maybe it'd be a red herring where you think will.i.am would never do this.
Well, that's what we did think. That's what we did.
Well, they're not showing any of that, but I think that's what everyone was thinking they were going, because we had great long conversations about will.i.am wouldn't do it, and then we were like, yeah, but it's lockdown. He couldn't fly back. You know, maybe he was stuck here. He knows Emma well. Emma's gone to him, oh, come on, just do it. You're in lockdown anyway. And we were going through all these machinations.
Yeah.
So we never really knew whether it was will.i.am or not. We didn't think it would be possible, but
I obviously don't know who wins. I don't want to know, but I think Sam and Pete might win it.
Well, you have to wait till Friday.
Because Rachel Riley's a bit one of them where no one really knows who Rachel, like, as in friendly with her. I think Big Nasty will eventually get caught out.
I knew from the first minute it wasn't Big Nasty.
Really? What?
Absolutely. Because I worked with him a few months before. And
yeah, you did say that, yeah.
Lady Leisha, like when you heard her saying, when she said, I'm feeling nervous, never in a million years would Big Nasty say I feel nervous. Never in a million years would Big Nasty go, oh God, can you imagine how Denise and Duncan are feeling? He's not like that.
No, that's right.
And I never for a minute believed, did I, Kaye?
Yeah, but that was the conversation that he was having with Saffron. And at that, when they had that conversation, Big Lady Leisure just forgot that she was Big Nasty then.
She did, but and we didn't see that conversation, to be fair. But what we saw was the stuff that Big Nasty was saying to us. Yeah. It was just too, like, for me, it was very female, and he's very male.
Yeah, she's very emotionally intelligent. I mean,
she is. She's just lovely.
She comes across really warm. I thought I'd go on a night out with her and we'd have a good laugh.
She's good. And I tell you, Ricky and Melvin, Will.i.am, we met them afterwards.
The most adorable.
Gorgeous.
Oh my God, we loved them. I loved all of them, actually.
Yeah.
Pete was just charming, wasn't he?
Oh my God.
Pete and Sam, I have to say, and I'm not usually into like that Essex boy look, but I was like, ooh. Drew says, Nadia, was it a bit? Did you feel a bit like it was Big Brother? Was it like a flashback?
Some bits were. I had a bit of like fake PTSD. I say fake because I don't like to use that lightly because people go through real PTSD, but it was a bit like, no, it's not. I'm not there. It's okay.
And
I open the door sometimes. I go, I can open the door and go out if I want. If I wanted to run out of the street now, I could.
There were a lot of because obviously the shots are of you looking at the screen, and whenever it's alert, you're like, alert, oh my God, Kaye, when you went, Duncan, and your glasses fell off your face.
Oh, that was so funny.
But presumably there's loads of like waiting, I imagine. Is that the hardest bit? Like waiting for alerts or waiting for stuff?
Hours.
Oh,
God.
And that's why we just ended up being in bed, because sitting on that sofa is the hardest. You know, when you go around to a friend's flat and they've just moved in and they've got like the cheapest sofa you could imagine, like a student sofa, that's what it's like, hard.
And also, you couldn't open a window, or we could open a tiny window. So
no
like
window.
There's
no air
at all.
Kebab shop, Donny Kebab shop lighting.
Yeah.
So
we've suffered. We've suffered.
We've suffered. Also, presumably, because this is what I thought, nothing had gone on in your lives really months leading up to it, because you'd all been in lockdown. So what did you talk about?
Oh, we never run out of things to talk about. We never ever stop talking.
I'd love to see the unedited.
We've never not had anything to talk about, have we, Kaye?
No, we haven't, but we did. I mean, the place is obviously mic'd. Every room is mic'd.
Oh, that was the worst thing.
And
24/7.
So we probably did say things we should never have said.
Oh, really?
Like when the cameras weren't on, but you were never quite sure they weren't on.
Yeah.
Cameras were always on for health and safety in case we fell over. That's what they said.
Or fell asleep.
Well, I'm loving it. I'm actually a convert of the show. I saw it advertised years ago and thought, I'd be honest.
What's that? Yeah.
I'll tell you what, in the run up to this, obviously I've noticed on social media there's lots of people who are obviously huge fans of it, and they were kind of disappointed that there's been taken over by celebrities and stuff. And I totally get that. But I mean, obviously it's a short period for Stand Up to Cancer, which is the whole point of this week. And then they're going to do the kind of proper series, if you like.
Start straight after.
Totally see why people get into it and love it. It's so clever. The production team are so smart. That the editing in that is amazing. So I really see why people get into it. It's a really good show.
And don't worry, the wankers are only here for a week and then it's back to a normal one.
Week-long wankers, that's what we are.
No, it's really good. It's really funny. I love it.
You're sold. Listen, guys, I'm going to go to Betty Boys because I've got to be up early. It won't surprise you to learn that I'm tired.
She has to get up at like 5:30 to do a radio show.
Well, I hope you win it, because I don't know who wins it, so I hope good luck. That's all I'm saying. definitely. And it's on again, what, tomorrow, 9 p.m?
9 o'clock.
Yeah.
We'll see you there.
All right,
Bye.
guys.
Thanks for having us.
Take
Bye.
care.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, I love them. If you haven't already watched it, go and watch it back. I mean, it is funny. And the premise of it is great. Thanks for joining, guys. I'm so sorry that it was up in the air. It was meant to be yesterday. Then Nadia rang me and was like, why are you doing it during Bake Off? Which I completely didn't know Bake Off was on yesterday. So I rescheduled it to this evening. And then I thought it would be good to do a post-circle aftermath kind of thing. JRRB, Lee, who would you choose if you could catfish? Ooh, that's a good question. I'd probably choose Alan Carr. I'd probably like to choose Alan Carr. Maybe. Or, I mean, she would never do it, so I'd never choose this person because it would be so obvious she wouldn't do it. But Adele, because I'm also obsessed with Adele. But yes, sorry that I've been away. I have been really demotivated. I weirdly feel a bit ill, you know, when you're a bit worried because I think, oh God, am I getting ill? I've been a bit shivery, not bad, and not kind of continuous cough or high temperature. So I don't think it's the Kosovoza, but I've been feeling a bit under the weather. And last week I had weird tension headaches, which were due to pulled muscles and trapped nerves, etc., etc. So yeah, I definitely I'm going to do more lives this week and next week and try and do more videos for you. Next week, actually, on my Instagram, I'm doing a live cook along with my dad and a local chef, and we're making a seafood dish. So you've probably seen already on this channel how I cope with cooking dishes. So I'm sure it will be stressful. And this is actually live next week and it's not going to be filmed. So I can't edit out the bad bits. It's going to be completely and utterly live. So you can see me stressing out as well with my dad beside me. So I hope that you're all feeling well. Rachel Louise, I took 2 weeks off social media as I felt a bit low. It's good to take a break. Hope you're feeling better. Yeah, no, I was thinking of taking a break off social media myself, but the trouble is there's nothing else to do during this time. So it is a bit like, you know, worrying in terms of, I'd just be so bored, and I don't want to be one of those people that are like, guys, I'm having a break from social media, and then a day later be like, I'm back, which I know that I would probably do. Anyway, I hope you're all good. Yeah, and I don't have any of the symptoms that they say for a COVID test. I could go and have one. I could go have a lateral one, but I think actually what it is, and this happened last week, when I've been working out in the garage, I've been like, I think overdoing it, and my muscles have been pulling on some of the nerve and giving me tension headaches. And last week I was able to go to a physiotherapist and have a sports massage. It felt so weird to have someone touch my body. And I didn't know that you were allowed to have them, but you are if it's classed as medical. And she basically like gave me this sports massage, and all of a sudden all the tension went and it was all fine. Anyway, I've done kind of the same thing, and I think I've overdone it again. So I've got another one on Friday, but I will keep an eye on it. But yeah, hopefully it's not. It's that thing these days where you might feel slightly under the weather and you're like, oh my God, it's COVID. But I really don't think it is. Anywho, I hope you're all well. Take care. And there's definitely light at the end of the tunnel. I was going to pop on and talk about Harry and Meghan and all of that, but I thought, oh God, everyone's probably sick of hearing about it. But the Oprah interview, wowza. The one thing I did love about the Oprah interview, though, was just how American it was. It was very dramatic at points. I was quite... I was laughing at some of like, were you silent or were you silenced? and it's like just peak Oprah. But anywho, I hope you're all well. Oh, people are a bit divided about Harry and Meghan. Listen, I've always liked them. Good luck to them. That's what I say. I like them. And I actually felt very sorry for them. I probably thought they could have done without the bits in the chicken coop. I was like, give us more interview, not too bothered about your chickens. But yeah, I really like them. But it was just, yeah, so American. I felt like it was going to have one of those American narrators at the start where it's like, in a world where two people fell in love and entered the royal family. Do you know what I mean? Like that kind of real American trailer-esque thing. But anywho, I'm off to bed. I'm off to sleep it off. Maybe have a game of chess. I've got to go and edit my podcast. And if anyone hasn't already, I know some of you have been very kind to leave a review on my podcast. If you can, that would be absolutely amazing. The reason is because the algorithm and everything, all that algorithm and all whatever, really helps. I'm actually going to copy the link on Apple Podcasts into the chat box here. And yeah, if you want to leave a nice review, I would be so grateful. If you want to leave a nasty one, please don't, because it does affect it. But with me and my friend Lauren have created this podcast, and we fund it ourselves. We pay monthly to host it. I edit it myself. We obviously record it at home virtually, and we're really proud of it. And it's actually a bit of an escapism about the whole coronavirus. We try not to talk about that. We talk about the royal family in tomorrow's episode, but more about kind of what it would be like if we got thrust into the royal family ourselves. We try and stay out of too much drama and anything like that. So if you fancy listening, and if you fancy leaving a nice review for us, I would be more than grateful. Selena Lou Fogg says, do you need reviews for each app? No, you don't. So it's just in general, you can leave a review. But yeah, I've put a little link there, which I'll try and pin actually. Oh, I can't find it. Let me just put that there. I'll try and pin the little link there for you. And oops, oh, I can't pin it. And yes, all right, well, it's there, so no worries if not. It's one of those things when we were talking about the podcast or whatever to people, they were like, you need to promote it, you need to ask for reviews, and I always hate asking for like that, but if you don't ask, you don't get. All right, take care, and oh, thanks, Tony, we love the podcast, that's very kind. Take care, everyone, stay safe, stay well, and stay out of drama. What a week. I've been giddy with excitement over the whole drama. Bye. Oh, bye.